All right, so you got that job offer. Well, that's great. Congratulations. Are you excited? Maybe a little anxious. New people, new job, new boss, unfamiliar situations can get a little too much, right? But don't worry. In my career, I have changed roles almost 20 plus times. And in this video, I will share the three phases that you'll go through. Four simple steps that will help you adapt to the new environment. One bonus tip for each step. Why the first 90 days? We'll talk about that also. So by the end of the video, you will know exactly what you have to do. Simple, right? So let's get started. So why 90 days? Let's take that first. And here are a few facts for you. The first 90 days can determine your success or your failure when starting a job. 1 in 5 new hires quit in their first 90 days. If someone stays for 90 days, then they stick for at least a year. That's called the 90-day rule. And all these facts, they show that the reality check happens in the first 90 days. Sometimes the expectations are not realistic at all. Sometimes your boss turns out to be a micromanager. Sometimes the job description and the role, there's a mismatch. It was misrepresented. It happens at times. Now, what do you do if you're in the position? It's a mistake you made, right? You realize that you made a mistake. And then the next best thing to rectify the mistake is to quit. Because if you continue in that role under a toxic boss or in an environment that you don't like or a job that you don't like, that will affect your mental health. It will stress you out. And that's why you will decide to quit. And that's why the first 90 days are very important. Now that you know that the first 90 days are important, let's jump into the 4 simple steps that will help you adapt to the new environment. But before we get into the steps, here are the 3 phases that you will cross. They are also known as the 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days phase. Observe, analyze, implement. So the first phase is observe. This is where you will just watch what's going on. You will understand who is who. You will absorb as much as you can. This is also known as the learning stage. The second phase is where you analyze things. Now that you've observed what's going on, based on your experience, based on your knowledge, based on your skills, you will have some plan, you will have some analysis on where the gaps are, what can be fixed, what are the low-hanging fruits. And the third stage is implement. This is where you will make it happen. This is where you will implement your plan and show the results. This is where you will make the difference. It's simple, isn't it? So now let's jump into the 4 steps. Step number 1, very important. Know your boss. Now your manager plays an instrumental role in helping you succeed in the new job. He is probably one of the persons who will set the context for you in your new environment. And you would have heard me say one of the top reasons why people leave is the managers. So it's all the more important for you to understand your manager and help your manager understand you as well. So set clear expectations with your manager. What is it that he or she wants you to achieve by the end of the 90 days? It is very important to understand what the priorities are, what the goals are, and be realistic about the goals. Also, understand the frequency of the one on ones. It is important to have them on the calendar, and you can initiate that. I strongly suggest a 20-minute catch up every week to start with, and then eventually you can move to bi weekly. And lastly, understand how your boss wants to communicate. What are the updates that need to go on email? What can go on messaging? What has to be discussed in person or over a call? Very important to set the ground rules for a long, strong relationship. And here's a bonus tip: don't fake anything. Be yourself, be authentic. Do not try to fake anything. Step number two, build relationships. Now that we spoke about your equation with your manager should ideally introduce you to all the other team members, your peers, the other leaders, customers if applicable, all the relevant stakeholders. And you know what managers want from new hires? They want them to gel very well with the team. They want them to be a good team player. So try and be one of them. So meet your colleagues, other supervisors, get to know them better, have them know you better, build relationships, understand, observe, look at people, understand the org structure, who reports into who has the most influence, what are the values, what is the behavior that they display. Learn from that. You will understand the culture of the organization. These relationships will make you comfortable and will also pave your path towards partnership and collaboration. And if you have joined as a leader, then it's very important for you to schedule one on ones with your team. They are very excited to know what kind of a leader you are, right? So schedule team meetings, have huddles, understand what's going on in the team. Do not make drastic changes. And here's a bonus tip: find a mentor who's not your reporting manager. It's a game changer. Step three is understanding the organizational culture. MVV. What is the mission? What is the vision? What are the values of the company? Read all the policies carefully. Read the employee handbook. Understand the processes and the procedures. This knowledge will also help you with your work and also help you align to the organizational goals. So meet senior leaders, understand their language, how they speak, make notes if necessary, understand how the culture is, understand what values, what behavior is encouraged. Seek clarification if needed. Understand the tools and technologies that are needed for you to perform better. See, remember, what worked in the past might not work here. So you'll have to adapt, you'll have to upskill, you'll have to reskill if needed. And join these social meetings and cultural events that will give you a flavor of the culture that is there. And here is a bonus tip: ask questions, be curious, understand the bigger picture. The fourth and the last step: ask for feedback. So you have to set up time with your manager to review how things are going. So set up a 30 days, 60 days, 90 days check-in meeting just to understand how you're doing as compared to the goals that are set up for you. Ask for help wherever needed. Ask questions. Now, don't think that your boss might doubt your capability because you're asking questions. You're new to the organization, you're new to the environment. This is the time for you to ask as many questions as you can. So get clarity. Let your boss know that this is what I am looking at and this is the plan that I have. What do you think? Can you share your inputs? That is a right way. Actively request your manager to share areas of improvement with you, where you can focus more, how you can perform better. This will help you identify your areas of improvement and also show willingness to learn and grow. It is very important that you are open to feedback. And be patient in this entire process. Be patient. You're in a new environment and it will take some time for you to adjust and start delivering. So don't be too hard on yourself. Believe in yourself and be patient. And here is a bonus tip. Don't try to prove yourself. There were multiple rounds of interviews and they have selected you for a reason. Don't try to prove yourself and prove your job. Okay? I hope this video helps you establish the foundation of success in your new role. Do share it with someone who's starting a new role so that it might also help them. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, you can do it right now so you don't miss your weekly dose of career-focused content. Thank you so much for watching.